Please pray with me. Father, today we bring these graduates before you. We gather to celebrate a step forward into new places with new people and new experiences. Let us not forget all of our blessings for this school, which has given us a safe place to learn and a strong foundation to build upon, for our teachers who have shared their knowledge and expertise, for our families who have cheered us on, and for the friends we have made among our classmates, for your love, which has been throughout all the relationships we carry. Let us love each other and seek your will to bring honor and glory to you. Amen. Amen. You may be seated. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you here tonight. Our commencement ceremony is truly the highlight of every semester. During the ceremony, we would appreciate your consideration in placing your cell phones on silent, and if you are responsible for any children who may be crying, please exit to the lobby area. Thank you so much for your attendance and cooperation.
Graduates, you have struggled, you've overcome, and you have achieved. Congratulations. On behalf of President Post, the Board of Directors, faculty, and staff members, I'd like to recognize the stage party for this evening. Please acknowledge these individuals as I call their names. We have Dr. Post, President, Mr. Randy Nix, Commencement Speaker, Mr. Greg Wright, Foundation Trustee, Mrs. Carol Reed, Vice President of Administration, Ms. Paige Sellers, Assistant Vice President for Academic Affairs, Mr. Murray Bradley, Foundation Trustee, Mr. Daniel Jackson, Foundation Trustee, Ms. Angela Birch, Vice President for Economic Development, and Ms. Carrie Hosmer, Vice President for Adult Education. We would also like to recognize our faculty. Will our faculty please stand? As faculty members, you play a vital role in this most significant event for the students, and we thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Whitlock. We should also recognize Dr. Tony Whitlock, the Vice President of Student Affairs. We're here. You're here. Congratulations. It's such an exciting night. Let's give you all another round of applause. There won't be enough of that this evening. And then I want you all to look at your family members, because I know you already know where they're sitting, and go ahead and clap for them as well for being here for you. All right. We are so very blessed tonight to have with us an amazing speaker. It's a real treat for him to give of his time to be here with you and share some of his wisdom. You know, in the program is all the really important stuff about Representative Randy Nix that you all should be aware of. He has, at the end of this year, this is his 16th year of serving in our Georgia legislature. He serves the 69th district, which covers Carroll County, Heard County, and Troup County, which are three of West Georgia Tech's counties right in a row there. He is chairman of the Ethics Committee and secretary of the Banks and Banking Committee, among several other committees that he is on or has served on in his 16 years. Just a little bit more about his history. He's served 7 years in the Alabama Air National Guard, where he was on his final assignment as a weapons systems officer. He was honorably discharged with the rank of captain. Prior to this, he also served in the Air National Guard for 5 years as a chaplain's assistant in the U.S. Army Reserve as well. Representative Nix has given his life to his country and, more importantly, to the state of Georgia. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about his effect on West Georgia Tech. I've only been here a year, a little over a year. One of the first faces I saw, probably week 3, was Representative Randy Nix. And from that moment, he gave me his confidence, his phone number, and said, I'm here to help you and West Georgia Tech be successful. And I've seen nothing but that from him. He is a champion of technical education. He's been instrumental in hope changes over the years to provide more money for students to go to school. I know everyone in this room is happy about that. He most recently, as of today, the governor signed the 2023 budget, and he championed, and I say championed, meaning he rallied the troops to put funding in the budget for us to get the design money to add a building in Troup County. So those of you who are in our Troup County campus that are here tonight should be super excited that we are going to be serving that community with a specialized logistics and transportation center. So we're excited about that. I tell you all that to tell you that Representative Nix is an advocate for technical education. He's an advocate for K through 12 education. He has served on numerous committees. He is a pastor in his church. The man gives of himself constantly. And we are so grateful and fortunate of the service he's given to us as he served in the legislature. Sadly, he's not running again, but I realize that he probably wants a break now. And his wife probably would like to have him back for a little bit, the rest of his family, and he probably wants to spend some time with his grandkids. But above all that, he's chosen to give of his time tonight and share with you all, and we couldn't be more proud. Please welcome Representative Randy Nix.
Boy, with that introduction, I better be good, hadn't I? I am delighted to be here. I'm going to stomp around and make sure there's no trap door here because they told me I only had 10 to 12 minutes. I can't do much of anything in 10 to 12 minutes, so if the floor just opens up and I leave, then y'all just carry on. I want to congratulate you for your accomplishments. I look out and I see these smiling faces. I know that some of you have overcome difficulties to be here, and I want to tell you how much I appreciate that. I'll talk about that a little bit more as I go along. But I want to tell you that I've been told there are only 3 types of people in this world. There are those people who make things happen, there are those people who watch things happen, and there are those people who wonder what happened. Now, I'm going to assume, and I believe this is true, that by graduating tonight, you are moving yourself up into that first group. You are making things happen. Good things for you, and it'll be good things for your family and good things for your future. So I think that's great. I want to quote for you a simple little poem that I have memorized a long time ago, and it is so simple, but yet is so profound that I want to talk about it for just a moment. The poem is by the poet Edgar Guest, and the title is, It Couldn't Be Done. Somebody said that it couldn't be done, but he with a chuckle replied that maybe it couldn't, but he would be one who wouldn't say so until he tried. So he buckled right in with a bit of a grin on his face. If he worried, he hid it. He started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. Somebody scoffed, oh, you'll never do that. At least no one before has ever done it. But he took off his coat and he took off his hat, and the next thing we knew, he'd begun it. With a lift of his chin and a bit of a grin, there was no doubting or quit it. He started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. There are thousands to tell you it cannot be done. There are thousands to prophesy failure. There are thousands to point out to you one by one the dangers that wait to assail you. But just buckle right in with a bit of a grin. Just take off your coat and go to it. Just start to sing as you tackle the thing that cannot be done, and you'll do it. You know, that's a very simple little poem, almost a child's poem as you think about it, but it has so many great points, and I want to just talk to you about 3 quick things on that. First of all, attitude. Attitude. This person that's personified in the poem has this can-do attitude. They said it couldn't be done. What did he say? He said, man, you're not going to get that over me. I'm going to give it a shot. He says, I'm going to go do it. I'm going to make the very best attempt at it that I can do. So attitude, a positive attitude is so very critical. Action. He took action. You know, we have a lot of people who are woulda, coulda, dulda, shoulda people. You know those kind of people, don't you? Have you ever heard the term, I was just fixing? I was just fixing to do it. If you happen to have any teenagers, if you ask them anything, they're just fixing to do it. Did you clean up your room? I was just fixing to. Have you done your homework? I was just fixing to. Did you cut the grass? I was just fixing to. But you know that bleeds over into the adult world as well. A lot of employers will say they got a lot of employees out there that were just fixing to do the things that they should have already done. So the person of action. The third thing is initiative. If you listen to the words of the poem, nobody told this person to go do that, did they? They suggested, they said, you know, nobody's ever done it. But what did they do? What did the person do? They took the initiative to go do it. I tell you, this world is hungry for people who will take initiative. They don't need people who have to be told and shown and begged to go do something. They're looking for people who will go on their own and start something. Now, you may fail. The poem doesn't, we don't know. He might have failed. It said he accomplished it. But you're going to attempt things by initiative that you might fail at. But that's okay. The only time you never fail is when you never do anything. So keep that in your mind. Take that initiative and go do it. Have a good, solid, positive attitude. Take action, and then take the initiative to get things done. I'd like to share with you just briefly some of the lessons that I have learned in my almost 70 years. And there's a lot of wisdom you can get, and I know some of you are looking at me and say, boy, he's just an old fossil out there, a dinosaur. You know, he might not make it off the stage, but I think I will. But you know, I picked up some things along in life, and I like to share these things with others. I want to tell you first, I want to identify with you just a little bit. You know, sometimes you have speakers and you look at them and say, well, they never really had to work for anything. It was really easy for them, right? I want to tell you that's not my story. I was raised in Slapout, Alabama. Anybody ever know where Slapout, Alabama is? You ever heard of it? I came from Slapout, Alabama. I came from what today would be called a dysfunctional family, okay? There was alcoholism. There was family violence. There were a lot of things that had to be overcome. There was always financial difficulties. When I first started, the first job I ever had that I was paid to do was picking cotton by hand. Now, some of you got a blank look on you. You thought there was just machines that did that. I picked cotton by hand for 2 cents a pound. And I remember when I first started, when I was probably 9 or 10 years old, I had to work awful hard to pick 50 pounds to make $1 a day. I went from that, when I finally moved on a little bit, I got a job at Brockway Glass Company in Montgomery, and I worked 8-hour shifts doing nothing but pushing a broom. They had their own box factory there where they made their boxes for the things that they made, the glass containers they made. I've done that for 8-hour shifts. So I just say those things so you can identify. Don't think that I just somehow happened to be where I am. I've had to work at it. But I've had tremendous opportunities. I managed to get a college degree. I tell people I pick cotton by hand, but I've flown F-4 Phantom jets too. It's possible, but you've got to have that dream and that vision, and you've got to keep going at it. You can't let people get in your head and tell you that you can't do it. So with that kind of as a background, I want to use a word here to help you remember what I'm going to tell you. And that word is ACE, A-C-E. And I'm going to put a meaning with each of those letters. But I think the word ACE is something good to remember. Everybody wants to ace their test, right? If you're the best pitcher on the baseball team, you're the ace on the mound, right? If you're the best pilot, you're usually called the ace. If you're playing cards, you want to get all the aces, right? So we're going to talk about ACE. The letter A first. Here's what I want you to remember. A stands for accept responsibility. You know, we live in a society that everybody seems to want to be a victim. You know that? It seems like everybody would like to be a victim, because if you're a victim, you don't have to take any responsibility for anything. You just sit back, well, you know, they did that to me, and there's nothing I can do about it. That's not going to get you anywhere. That is not going to get you where you want to go. I read and saw this somewhere that said that there are, if you want to be sure, 3 ways to fail at everything is, number 1, you blame everybody else for your problems. Number 2, you complain all the time. And number 3, you're ungrateful. You've got to take responsibility for yourself. You've got to go out and do it rather than waiting for it to get done to you, okay? You've got to be willing to go out and accept responsibility. Don't let somebody else be in charge of your life. Don't give them that responsibility. You take it and go do it. The C, I'm going to give you the common denominator of success. How many of you would like to have that, the common denominator of success? I had a little book that I got a long time ago called The Common Denominator of Success. It was written by a gentleman by the name of Albert Gray. Albert Gray was a senior executive in a large insurance company. And one of his responsibilities was hiring people to work for that company. And over a lot of years, he saw so many people come and so many people go, and he found out that there were these people that came in that seemed to be the most qualified. They had the best education. They had the best experience background. They had everything. They made a good presentation. But they failed miserably. But then there were these other people that came in that were just marginal. You know, they just barely made it over, and maybe it was a day when they needed to hire somebody, and they hired them. And they became the most successful people in the company. So he did a lot of analysis, and he looked at it, and he looked at it, and finally he came up, and he said, this is the common denominator of success. The common denominator of success, the secret of success, every man or woman who has ever been successful, lies in the fact that he or she formed the habit of doing things that failures don't like to do. Successful people form the habits of doing the things that failures don't want to do. I can tell you from having been in the insurance business, some in the investment business, sometimes that's just having to call a lot of people and they tell you no. That's a tough business. In the business I was in, the formula was you had to call 40 people to get 10 appointments to make 2 sales. That means you got about 38 no's before you ever got anything out of it. What might that look like for you as a common denominator of success? You've got to form those habits that help you to do the things that you should. Sometimes for you it might be very simple. Showing up on time. How many of you remember soft skills? You ever heard the term soft skills? Talk about soft skills, about what it's like to do that. You've got to be able to accept those things and to move along. So hard work, failures don't want to do hard work, do they? I talked to an executive at Kia, and they told me this. They said that they have to dismiss more people for not coming to work and not being on time than anything else. Think about that. Failures don't want to be on time. We stood out and watched the clock tick down so we could come in. I like that. I was raised under the theory that if you were supposed to be somewhere at 10 o'clock at 9:45, you were late. That's the way it is. And that's what employers are looking for. And I know that you are all looking for that opportunity. So think about that. Teamwork. You've got to be able to work in a team. Sometimes just dressing appropriately is part of those things that failures don't want to do. They want to be individuals. You know, I'm just going to do my own thing. But if you want to be successful, you've got to form the habit of doing the things that failures don't want to do. And then the E is this: expect success. Expect success. If you don't believe in yourself, it's going to be very difficult to get anybody else to believe in you. I want to tell you a little story here. When I coached my son in baseball from the time he was about 4 until he was 14. We went through the whole Dixie Youth Program. And when he was 6 years old, going on 7, he wanted to play coach pitch baseball. Well, as I tell you, we were up in Slapout, Alabama, and they didn't have a coach pitch team. So we had to go all the way to the big city of Wetumpka, Alabama, to get him on a team. So I took him down and I signed him up. And just like it always is, when they got through, they said, hey, we got more kids than we thought we were going to have. We don't have enough coaches. Would you be willing to coach a team? So I said, well, you know, I guess I'll do that. So I said, I'll coach them. Well, the first thing you had to do was you had to go through the player draft to get your players. Well, a 7 and 8 year old player draft is no big deal, right? Wrong. Wrong. Believe me, it is a big deal. Well, I was at a big disadvantage because I didn't know any of the kids down there, but these other coaches, boy, they knew who they wanted. They had a list 4 or 5 deep of when they went through the draft who they were going to get. So all I could do is I watched them. They would throw a few, they'd try to hit a few, they'd try to catch a few. You know, 7, 8 year olds, you can't tell a whole lot, but I tried to do the best I could. So I drafted my team, and I had my son, who was a pretty good ball player. I got a couple of others who were pretty good, and then I just kind of got the rest of the people because I didn't know who to pick. Well, we went and we started working to get ready to play. Now, this was back in 88, 89 time frame, and if a coach today practiced kids that young as hard as I did, they put them in jail. But we worked very, very hard. When it came time to play, we went and we played our first game and we won. We played our second game and we won. We've had 7 teams in the league, and we had a 12-game season. We played each team twice. At halfway, we were 6-0. We hadn't lost a single game. Well, I had one of the other coaches that had drafted this big team, knew what he was doing. He came up to me and he said, you know, that little ragtag team out there, there's no way that those kids can win. And I stood there and I thought about it a minute. I looked at him, I said, you know what? I didn't tell them that. I didn't tell them they couldn't win. I told them if you'll work hard and if you'll give it 100%, good things will happen to you. And my kids believed me. My kids believed me. Talent-wise, I did not have the best team, but I had a team that believed in themselves. They believed in me as a coach, and they did what I said. We ended up with that season. We were 11-1. We lost 1 ball game. We won the league. I kind of had most of the same kids come back the next year. We won the league again, but it was because they expected to be successful. Why did they expect that? Because they worked hard and they prepared themselves. And they knew if they did what they were supposed to do, that good things would happen. So I want you to expect success in the things that you do. Work hard and be ready to go. Now, so if you'll accept responsibility, don't be a victim. See if you will have that common denominator of success. Form the habits. If you want to be successful, successful people form the habits of doing the things that failures refuse to do, and then expect success, then I think you've got a lot to build on from what you're doing here. There's a book, and I would like to challenge you to read this, and I think you ought to make this a part of a course here. It's called The Magic of Thinking Big. I bet I've read this book through at least 10 times from cover to cover. Couple of the chapters. Chapter number 1, believe you can succeed and you will. Chapter number 2 says, cure yourself of excuse-itis, the failure disease. Chapter 3, build confidence and destroy fear. And a little farther down, chapter 6, you are what you think you are. Very, very good little book, and I would highly recommend that you get it. written by David J. Schwartz, The Magic of Thinking Big. It's kind of old. It was written in 1959 and updated in 1965, but the principles in it are fantastic, and I would recommend those to you. I know my time is running out, and I'm waiting for the floor to drop, and it hasn't yet. I want to close with one little story here. The story is this. There was a man walking along one day, and he saw 3 people working. They were laying bricks. And he walked up to the first man, and he said, "What are you doing?" The guy said, "I'm laying bricks." He walked up to the second man and said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm building a wall." He walked up to the third man, and he said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm building a cathedral. I'm building a cathedral." They were all 3 doing the same thing. One commentator said the first person had a job, the second person had a career, but the third person had a vision and a calling. And there's a big difference. So as I close, I want to again congratulate you on your successes. I appreciate the fact that I'm here tonight to be able to celebrate this with you. And my prayer is that you will have much success and that you will go forth from here and build cathedrals. Thank you.
Dr. Post, on behalf of the West Georgia Technical College faculty, I am pleased to present to you the candidates for graduation, each having satisfactorily met all requirements to receive their respective degree or diploma of completion.
All right, this is what you're all here for, right? On behalf of the Board of Directors, the faculty, staff, and administration of this amazing institution, I accept these candidates for graduation and ask the faculty marshal to present them by program to receive their degrees and diplomas.
Tanae Jean Terry. The Associate Degree of Applied Science in Accounting, Megan Avery Garber. Brooke Paige Ledbetter. Heather Victoria Reese. Aimet Ruiz Karam. Renisha Monique Simmons. Fernanda Adonis Strickland. Michelle Umana Aguilar. Associates of Applied Science in Business Healthcare Technology, Amanda Michelle Crawford. Latoya Trinae Maiden. Angel Maxine Reynolds. Jamie Heather Smith. Tina Marie Smith. With an Associate of Applied Science in Business Management, Antonio Wayne Dixon. Stacy R. Kelly. Marissa Lee McQuain. With an Associate in Applied Science in Business Technology, Shavana Shaquelle McFarland. Rakina Slayton. Sarah Nicole Taylor. With an Associate of Applied Science in Computer Programming, James F. Garrett. With an Associate of Applied Science in Computer Support Specialist, Liam Everett Fisher. Joshua Ryan Lee. Bryce Caden McConnell. With an Associate of Applied Science in Criminal Justice Technology, Caleb Hunter Pope. With an Associate in Applied Science in Culinary Arts, Haley Sue Clifford. Gisela Lira. Grace Leanne Zunt. With an Associate of Applied Science in Dental Hygiene, Viviana Aberlela. Oh, I'm so sorry. I knew it. Jada Chanel Brumbelow. Hannah Lynn Cobb. Love it. Gary Leroy Connolly III. Jacqueline Nicole Eldridge. Megan Beth Hughes. Sarah Brooke McClary. Betty Pope. Christy Truitt Powell. Holly A. Shaw. Soraya Lene Spurley. Sierra Montana Ward. Christy Marie Zachinsky. With an Associate of Applied Science in Early Childhood Care and Education, LaPrea Faith Curry. Jacqueline Hernandez. Thalia, right? Thalia Elizabeth Lucio. Morgan Barrett O'Connor. Tanita Deanne Parham Efaloa. Nicole Elizabeth Queen. Quenisha Stiles Smith. Brooklyn Danielle Trout. With an Associate of Applied Science and Engineering Technology, Justin Dayton Elrod. Jacob Alexander Finkelstein. Grayson Allen Marks. Amy Lee Weatherby. With an Associate of Applied Science in Fire Science Technology, Christopher Grossnickel. With an Associate of Science in General Studies, Lonnie Ray Ben. Victoria Ruth Boone. Dalton Davis. Brandon Douglas Pogue. Jessica Robin Wall. With an Associate of Applied Science in Health Information Management Technology, Chastity Nicole Thompson. Anne Michelle Wynn. With an Associate of Applied Science in Healthcare Management, Valencia Danielle Porter. Rebecca Kaylin Rhodes. With an Associate of Applied Science in Pharmacy Technology, Erica Jade Preston. Tamara Simone Ragland. With an Associate of Applied Science in Precision Manufacturing and Maintenance, Donovan Logan Brown. Jerry Chadwick. Zachary Bryant Hildebrand. John Wesley Holloway. Chase Damascus McBurnett. Riley Cade Morgan Hollis. Ethan David Reese. Ryan Jimmy Savoy. Chase Garrett Smelser. With an Associate of Applied Science in Radiologic Technology, Hannah Marie Brock. Laura Lee Brown. Alexis Irene Dowell. Elise Hall. Amy Lee Hancock. Ashley Marie Lavasseur. Rachel Christine Maple. Melissa Sharon Morgan. Molly Sue Thompson. Michaela Noel White. Candace Nicole Willis. Lauren Taylor Woods. Allison Marie Wright. Jessica Dawn Zajac. With a technical diploma in automotive technology, Michael Scott Dempsey. Joshua Monroe Mathis. With a technical diploma in business healthcare technology, Khadijah Diarra Dunson. Rashawn Cora Lattimore. Crystal Lachey Simmons. With a technical diploma in cosmetology, Nikisha Alexander. Naomi Michelle Andrews. Jamisha Brand. Janae Chevet Brown. Caroline Marie Chambly Albritton. Aaliyah Camille Dowell Quick. Kelsey Ann Fricks. Jasenia James. Brittany Nicole Long. Amelia Lachelle Mason. Talia Natalie Mares Manning. Brianna Raquel Portate. Shawan Lenise Prather. Natalie Alani Scoggins. Nicole Denise Singleton. Zelaya Talia Strickland. Sydney Faith Tarpley. Jennifer Harley Tuggle. Brianna Rose Vaughn. Crystal Dawn Worrell. With a technical diploma in diesel equipment technology, Christian Garcia. With a technical diploma in electrical systems technology, Brandon Fidel Johnson. With a technical diploma in marketing management, Summer Cheyenne Cobb. With a technical diploma in precision manufacturing and maintenance, Ricardo Juan Cambron. With a technical diploma in welding, with a technical diploma in welding and joining technology, Joseph Lee Green. Jamara Tanique Leonard. Tristan Michael Pruitt. Tyler Austin Rogers.
All right, will the graduates, will you all please stand? It is now time to fulfill the tradition of confirming your earned award. This is my favorite part. I'm sure it's yours too. By the authority vested in me by the State Board of the Technical College System of Georgia, and by virtue of my position as president of West Georgia Technical College, I hereby declare you to be graduates of West Georgia Tech, class of 22. Congratulations. All right, graduates, remain standing as one of your classmates comes up to do the final turning of the tassel. Well, please welcome Tanae Terry.
It's a lot of y'all. Okay. Good evening. My name is Tanae Terry. Good evening to my fellow graduates, faculty, staff, my family, my friends that are watching. Hello. All right. So I am so honored to stand before you as the 2022 class speaker. Now I was going to tell a joke to break the ice, but my husband reminded me that I'm not funny, so I'll stick to my script. So first and foremost, I want to thank God for this day. Thank you. And I want to thank my family and friends for being my biggest and loudest supporters. There it is. So my time at West Georgia Tech has been nothing short of amazing. I had the most knowledgeable instructors, supportive classmates. I had the opportunity to participate in the Gold Program and join the Honor Society. So I think it's safe to say that I've made friendships and connections that will last a lifetime, and for that I am grateful. But since I'm amongst my West Georgia Tech family, can I be honest with you all? I almost let self-doubt and embarrassment of attending college as an older student stop me from getting to graduation. When people would ask me what I was going to school for, I would say, oh, just my associate's degree, minimizing the hard work I was putting in to achieve my goals. And as you all know, it is not just an associate's degree. Earning our degree represents a commitment not only to ourselves, but to our communities, and for my classmates and I, the young children we work with daily. So, if no one has told you today or throughout your time at West Georgia Tech, I am so proud of you. Your commitment to yourself and your education will change this world. Life gets tough sometimes, but we did it. We accomplished this significant task in the most unprecedented time the world has seen in decades. So, congratulations, West Georgia Tech, graduating class of 2022. Now for the moment we've all been waiting for. Graduates, please join me in turning our tassels from the right to the left. And you guys can sit down. We may be seated.
Will all honor graduates please stand? Dr. Post, faculty, staff, board members, students, and guests, it is my pleasure to present to you these honor graduates. Students wearing gold cords are honor graduates with a cumulative GPA of 3.50 or higher. As indicated in the back of your program, other cords, stoles, and medallions worn by graduates represent other academic honors and organizations. We recognize these students who have shown outstanding commitment to academic excellence during their program of study. Please join with me as we celebrate their great accomplishments. You may be seated.
Graduates, tonight we are celebrating your accomplishments. As you leave here, you put our classrooms and labs behind you and become alumni of West Georgia Technical College and our very best ambassadors. I encourage you to remember that West Georgia Tech has made an investment in you that has dramatically increased your value. Your new knowledge and skills make you more valuable than ever before as an employee and as a citizen. It's important to remember that many people and organizations have invested in you, your families, your friends, your employers, and for many of you, scholarships and grants made it possible for you to graduate. It is not possible to pay back everyone who helped you and invested in you, but what I would encourage you to do is to pay it forward. Many of you received foundation scholarships or learned on state-of-the-art equipment or took classes in a classroom that was provided in part by the West Georgia Technical College Foundation and by its donors. Now you have a chance to leave a lasting legacy for the generations that will follow you. It's a simple truth: donors change lives. Without our generous donors, without our alumni donors in particular, we would reach only a fraction of students just like you gathered here this evening. At this time, we would like to recognize those of you graduating who have pledged or made your first gift to the West Georgia Technical College Foundation as alumni. We recognize you tonight by the black tassel that hangs from your cap. Those of you who have made your first gift to the college and are wearing the black tassel, please stand now so that we can honor you and to thank you. Thank you. You can be seated. Thank you for all your contributions. Having you partner with us in our mission to change lives is truly appreciated, and we look forward to hearing and seeing the important contributions you make to our community in the years to come. Again, congratulations.
All right, I'm supposed to close this out, but I'm not really sure what else can be said. You guys are amazing. We are so proud of you. We are very proud that you made your choice be West Georgia Technical College. We hope you'll share your positive experiences with others and encourage those who may be in the same boat as you to make the same choices that you've made. All right, board and foundation members, faculty, staff, family, and friends, I present you the 2022 graduates of West Georgia Technical College. One last round of applause. Now, before we dismissed, we ask that you move through the lobby and to the outlet doors so people can spread out to find your families. There's a lot of individuals in this very small room today. I want to remind you, graduates, when you go celebrate tonight, be careful, be safe, make wise choices, and know that as alumni, you are considered ambassadors for West Georgia Tech. That means don't party too hard. We are proud of you. We wish you all the best in the next phase of your journey in life. Guests, please remain seated until the processional has exited the area. Thank you.